we can breathe. That was a grind. The San Antonio Spurs, you know, you got to give that team credit. I mean, you really, really do. No Kawhi Leonard, no Rudy Gay, no Manu Ginobili, and they are fighting like crazy. LaMarcus Aldridge obviously leading that team. However, the Raptors come away with the 86-83 victory over the San Antonio Spurs. And, boy, was this a back-and-forth type of game. You know, one team had their run, timeout called. Right out of the timeout, the other team goes on a run. And it was crazy. And at the half, the Raptors were up, I think it was like, you know, it wasn't a lot. I think it was 9, I think it was, at the half. And at one point, it was like 13-14, and things were looking great. But then they made a huge run, cut it to 2s. I think it was 1 at some points. They couldn't just tie it. And then in that fourth quarter, the Raptors just had that extra effort offensively. Defensively, they stayed tight. They did a good job, a better job on the defensive glass in the fourth quarter when they needed to. You know, I mean, in the first half, first 3 quarters, it was abysmal. More or less the third quarter when they made their big run coming back. LaMarcus Aldridge is just a beast. I mean, you look at the offensive boards in this game, 18-10 in favor of San Antonio, and it was clear as day. You look at those numbers and you're like, yeah, it sounds about right, or it should have been worse, or, you know, it looks awful. But this is a game where the Raptors grind and they find a way to win. Not like the last time against San Antonio where you grind and lose by 4. This time, you grind and you win by 3. You only shoot 40% from the field. They shoot 34%. You shoot 36% from 3, 9 of 25, but they only shoot 25%. Now, you only shoot 64% from the free throw line, 9 of 14, including DeMar DeRozan's 2 missed free throws right at the end of the game where everyone's like, oh my God, this is not going to happen this way. Great job defensively off the inbound play, though, and on Forbes, obviously, to not give him a good shot. Then the buzzer goes, obviously, before he gets the shot off. Woo! This is tough because now you got to go play Minnesota. But you know what? You enjoy this win. Because what did we see today? We saw vintage Kyle Lowry in this game. 24 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, 8 of 16 shooting, 4 of 9 from 3. Kyle Lowry was dynamite. I mean, he was all over the place. It was unbelievable. Watching his quick moves and putting Patty Mills in spin cycles. And it was just gorgeous. It was unbelievable. Serge Ibaka, again, still struggling. You know, he only had 4 points in this one. 2 of 6 shooting, 0 of 2 from 3. His 3-point shot has dwindled away. At one point, he was red hot. I mean, that was in December. And then he's just been having a tough time lately knocking down the 3. But the big guy in this game, Jonas Valanciunas, 15 points and 11 boards. This guy was a tank, 7 of 10 shooting and 1 of 1 from 3. You know, I got to give JV a ton of credit. He did an unbelievable job against LaMarcus Aldridge. You can only do so much. I understand Serge Ibaka was on him for the most part, but when JV was, you know, when Aldridge was trying to post up JV, Jonas was standing his ground, not letting him budge at all, making every shot hell for LaMarcus Aldridge. Yes, he had 17 points and 15 rebounds. A lot of those were on the offensive glass. He shot 6 of 25 for 24%. I mean, do I need to say anything else? You hold their best player. I know Kawhi Leonard, I know, but he wasn't playing today. On the floor today, you're their best player, and you did a great job corralling him for the most part. Shooting 6 of 25 is not very good. And considering how many, second chance points he got, he only made 6 shots. Half or more could have been from second chance points. So great job by the guys making every shot very difficult for LaMarcus Aldridge. But DeMar DeRozan ends up with 21 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 9 of 19 shooting, and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Those 2 misses scared everybody. We'll take the win any day, though. You know, and you look what the bench did today. Again, not a whole lot. They were plus except for Siakam, who was a -7. But you know what? You saw the miss of Fred VanVleet in this game. Normally when you have DeLon Wright, you saw in the last game too. Normally when you have Fred VanVleet in that fourth quarter, where he's been unbelievable this year, you had DeLon Wright. And, you know, he wasn't as noticeable today. You know, he only had, 5 points, 3 boards, 3 assists on 2 of 6 shooting. However, on the defensive floor, you always know what you're going to get from DeLon Wright, and that's what I love, that length. We all talk about it. It's fantastic. This is a big measuring stick type of game. Because you can beat teams big. Bad defensive teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers, you can outscore them 133-99. I think that's what the score was, or 134-9, something like that. And then you scored 125 against Golden State, but lost. But you were that close. And then you grind it out against the Pistons and win 96-91. And today, you win 86-83 against the San Antonio Spurs. And like I said in that in the Jays video, actually, with this win, the Raptors are now just 2 games behind the Boston Celtics for first in the Eastern Conference. But don't worry about that. The Raptors have won 2 in a row. They've grinded them both out. However, they're dubs. In this very tough stretch that they're still in, they've got 2 wins in a row after losing 2 in a row. That's the big thing with this team. They don't have those long losing streaks. When they lose a couple, they come back with a couple. That's what they're doing right now. But tomorrow is going to be a grind. It is going to be an absolute grind. You know, because you face the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minnesota. It's a 9 o'clock tip-off. They didn't play today. They played yesterday. They've been resting now. And they're an unbelievable team. They're playing fantastic basketball as of late. Lost their last 2 games. However, they're still an unbelievable team. The Raptors, obviously, on the second half of a back-to-back. You played a really hard team in San Antonio today. It's going to be tough to win tomorrow. But you know what? We got to have faith in our guys. We got to hopefully they come out firing and push the pace like they didn't do today. You know, but San Antonio, second to none when it comes to coached. Obviously, Coach Pop is a freak of nature in his as a head coach. He's fantastic. But for the Minnesota Timberwolves, you know, you go through some of the guys that they have. Andrew Wiggins, Cat Towns, and oh yeah, our old friend, Jimmy Butler. Yeah, Jamal Crawford as well, the 6th man of the year for a few years. Who else we got here? Jeff Teague, you know, Taj Gibson, Al Jefferson. They've got a good team. They're 11 games over 500 for a reason, 29-18. I think they had a slow start too. So for the Raptors, you gotta come out firing, like you did today. You got the lead early. I'm saying early, and yes, you were only stuck a couple though, heading into the second quarter, and you had a great second quarter. You're at the half with the lead. You gotta find a way to start good against the Minnesota Timberwolves, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed this game because, boy, this was a barn burner. And it was a good game, though. It was a very good game on the defensive end for both teams, but the Raptors prevail 86-83. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of the game. Who's your MVP? I want to give it to Kyle, but I just know the work JV did against LaMarcus Aldridge and the 15 points, 11 boards. Let me know what you guys think. Who's your player of the game? Would it be JV? Would it be Kyle? Would you give it to DeMar? Let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, Leafs edition, as they're taking on the Sens, looking to get a win because they need it, and play a full 60 minutes and get the lead heading into the third and hold it and get the regulation victory against the Ottawa Senators to get back in the win column and just really start feeling good about themselves because they're in a tough spot right now. Freddie Anderson's calling everybody out. It's a tough time in Leafland for right now. They'll turn it around eventually. And we'll talk to you guys Raptors edition tomorrow night as well. 9 p.m. tip-off like we've been saying. Down in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Raptors, Timberwolves, 9 p.m. tip-off. We'll talk to you guys then.